motorcycle is whatever you want to make it. Turn it on, you can give yourself a real thrill.
What's going on, guys? This is Carl with the RacerRed channel. Yeah, so he's got a 2021 KTM 350 EXEF. Pretty awesome. Just picked it up from Moto 1 there in Nampa off of Franklin. It's been doing pretty good so far. This is a completely new setup as far as my helmet goes, so hopefully my audio sounds okay. Should be about the same as before, but it's always a little bit different, so hopefully everything is hooked up right. Audio is probably the hardest thing to get right when you're trying to motovlog, especially in the dirt and street, because you have a lot of different elements to take into account for. It's hard to get that perfect amount of buffer and wind protection without compromising your voice input too much. One thing we've noticed with that 2021 EXEF is it is geared really low. It has a 52 tooth rear sprocket, so it's straight up trail bike currently. So he's having trouble on the highways with it currently. We're gonna probably drop it 6 teeth or so, see if that can get him to 65 at a cruising speed. Other than that, his bike's been pretty awesome, just minor adjustments with suspension and things like that. And of course, one of his signals vibrated loose, but tighten that up and he's good to go. I have been incredibly impressed with this bike, this Beta 500. The shop that set it up for me really hooked me up, so I'm grateful for them. But then they went out of business like a week later, so now I don't have a dealership. So I'm gonna go to Moto 1 for this too. I just talked to those guys today about working on this bike, and it sounded like they could pretty much work on it completely as long as I brought them the parts and everything. Yeah, I really got hooked up with this bike. I can't believe how well they set it up. They put it together to where nothing would come apart, and they gave me great recommendations on what needs to be done to these to make them a great long-lasting bike. They switched the gearing for me. Just so much stuff that they did. And on top of all that, I got a huge discount on this bike. It's crazy. I couldn't be happier with this purchase. I never buy new bikes. Well, I used to never buy them, but this past 3 years I've bought 2 new ones, like off the showroom, and I've been extremely happy with both bikes. That's my Husqvarna TE250 and this Beta 500 RRS. Both bikes have been absolutely phenomenal bikes. Part of that's probably because they have pretty good maintenance, and I don't even consider myself to be one of those people that does awesome maintenance, but I still give my bikes good fresh oil changes when they should get them, and I make sure all my fluids are full. And if you do those 2 things, like, I'd hate to say it, but honestly I do think that makes you probably in the top 20% of maintainers of machines, because so many people are neglecting their bikes to the point where they're rattling and they sound bad. If you ride your bike until it sounds bad actually running, it's too late. Your bike is pretty much jacked up. Currently we're going to Trinity Mountain Lookout. KTM just makes a very well refined bike. Definitely has a great refined finish to it. I really like the styling. But in 21 they really figured out the dual sport thing. Seems like the dual sport technology has finally caught up with EPA regulations. But the EPA isn't done yet. I'm sure they will make gas-powered machines illegal eventually. In fact, in California, they have done that. Not the EPA, I don't think, but California as a state has outlawed all gas-powered vehicles by 2035, which is pretty much the reason why everybody is fleeing California, because they are doing absolutely insane things like that. He's getting a little bit sideways here. No high siding. No high siding allowed. I've always said that dirt roads are pretty much the most dangerous place to be because there's no give and they make you slide around a lot, and there's hidden ruts. If you don't hit these hidden ruts quite right, it can really jack up your day. But yeah, I'm really impressed with the manufacturers and how they've made great bikes despite the incredibly restrictive environmental standards the federal government has put on these manufacturers. If you really look into it, electric is probably just as hard on the environment as gasoline when you take into account the rare earth mining and all that stuff, and then disposal, the battery lifespan. There's a lot of things to consider when talking about batteries. Not only that, the weight aspect of it as well. These things, you know, the battery-powered vehicles weigh a ton. This is a pretty road if I've ever seen one. The river's down to my left. I'm gonna have to choose to ride that single track out or just take the road. Generally speaking, this area up here is really steep and rocky and takes a pretty trail-oriented bike to get up a lot of this stuff. Well, we are about to see if we can make it all the way to the lookout with this single track here. I gotta be honest, I have my doubts because this area is known to be pretty rugged, and to get to the lookout we gotta go up to 9,200 feet. I'd say it's gonna get pretty gnarly. This got really steep really quick. I don't know if it goes this way. Currently heading to Trinity Lookout. I think I've said that every single time I've hit record, so I'm gonna have to edit some of those out. Things are getting slightly sketchy as far as gasoline and time. I don't want to get caught out here at night because it's going to be really cold once the sun goes down at 9,200 elevation, 9,200 feet in elevation. And it is surprising that this road is well traveled considering how far back in here it is. The fact that people drive all the way back in here really says something about the area. Trying to ride the bike like a granny right now to save gasoline. I've been riding for a long ways, so I think on this ride I'm going to test the range on this bike. It's always a good sign when you can see the building. I saw the building over on one of those peaks over there. Way up on a bunch of rocks. That looks crazy.
Well, hello there.
Whoa. That's crazy. Trinity Mountain Lookout is visible. This is my first time up here, so this is crazy. This is the highest lookout that I've visited so far. All right, that sign said that it allows four-wheelers and motorcycles. Wowzers. Beautiful. Man, this is a scenic place. Somebody recommended this lookout to me not too long ago, and I appreciate that because it is something else. A lot of lakes up here and some panoramic views. Granted, it really takes some miles to get up here. What a crazy place. Crazy.
Holy smoke.
That is crazy that they built that right there. Dang, this is beautiful up here. Whoa. 6 different lakes. There's 2 right there. This is just incredibly high. It's a good thing this doesn't feel rickety. It's right up on the rocks. There's 4 lakes right there. Don't want to fall off the stairs. What a crazy road. There's quite a bit of smoke in the valley still. A lot of it's coming from California, I think. I was a little bit worried that it would kind of take away from the experience, but it definitely didn't do that. Get to the top of this, you have to be 50 inches or less. So that means 4-wheelers and motorcycles only. But you can drive to the base. It would be quite a hike probably to get to the top, but well worth it. So if you park down at the gate down here, you could hike the rest of the way. Probably about 1.5 miles from where the gate is down here all the way to the lookout. That's just kind of a guess, really. Probably way off. Off to my left, there's another lake down there. Just crazy, beautiful scenery.
Well, hello there.
Little Trinity Lake. Saw a fish jumping out there. Anyways, guys, it's been an awesome ride. We are almost back to the main road at this point, so I will catch you on the next one. It's getting dark. Peace. My gas light turned on. I don't know how much time I have after that happens, but it's been a long day of riding, so hopefully I can make it to a gas station. This is North Fork of the Bosely River off to my left here. Hoping that both of our bikes can make the trip. This road is definitely going to have some deer on it. It does every time, this time of night. Well, we are both out of gas pretty much. He's been riding with his gas light on for a long time. And somebody's driving into Boise to get us some fuel, but he's currently towing me because I'm all the way out. This adventure went a little bit too far. I think he's got a 2.4 gallon tank and he outlasted mine. Mine's a 3.1, but I'm riding a 500. He's got a 350, so. But I just wanted to film this last little bit of our adventure because It's definitely, it definitely ends this way sometimes. It would have been nice if I would have carried some extra fuel or something, but that's all right. All right, so we got gas, which some stranger went and got for us. Ended up being pretty bad gas, but it got us to the gas station. Both of our bikes were running like crap off of that gasoline. So we got to the gas station, filled up, walked through the drive-thru of the Burger King since they were closing it down, and now we're finally here.
A motorcycle is whatever you want to make it. Turn it on, you can give yourself a real thrill.